Okay, this is the same problem you had yesterday. Okay? Except something different is going to happen now. Okay? This is going to be a continuation of what you learned yesterday. All right, so when you get this problem right, you're going to say to yourself, okay, look, here's P over Q. Okay, now how much is the P? 3. How much is the Q? 1. Okay, all right, and then you say, okay, look, so 3 is what? Plus or minus 1, plus or minus 3, and 1 is plus or minus 1. And once again, the first one is easy on purpose to get you used to this, what's about to happen. Okay, so then what are the possible zeros that I have? They are plus or minus 1 and plus or minus 3, right? Because everybody understands that so far. Okay, now here's what I want you to do next. On your calculators, okay, now the first thing, you got to do something to begin with. On the calculators, the first thing I want you to do is go clear the rams. Or clear the rams of the calculators. But you can't see what the previous class did on it. Go clear the rams on the calculators. And remember when you okay, so we just figured out 3 is a 0. So here's what we're going to do now. Okay, in the box you're going to put the number 3. Okay, now you're going to write down your numbers, which are what? 1, negative 7, 11, and 3. Okay, right. This is all old stuff. Okay, all right, so here we go. We're going to put down 1, 3, negative 4, negative 12, negative 1, negative 3. Sure enough, look at there. There's a 0. You're right. Okay? Okay, now let me ask you this. What's the next number you're going to put in the next box? What's the next number you're going to put in the next box? What's the next number you're going to put in the next box? What? You got 0. Zero's not up there. You only got 1 and 3 plus or minus. Choose it. What's the next number you're going to put in the next box? 1's already in, but so 1 gave you 0, right? You guys want to think, what's the next number you're going to put in the next box? Come on, somebody say something intelligent here. What's that? Yes, well, what's the next number you're going to put in the next box? 0 is not an option. 2 is not an option. 1 and 3 plus or minus. What's the next number you're going to put in the next? Somebody's got to say this. What did you say? I'm going to keep going. What's that? What's that? Okay, okay, all right. So in other words, you say, what I'm trying to get you guys to say is this. There are no other numbers to put in that box. None of the others give you a 0. Makes sense. Nobody's saying that. You're keeping going 1, 3, 0, I don't want you whatever you're saying. I want to say 3 already. Okay? There are no other numbers, right? You understand it? Okay, so that's what tells you. That's what tells you then that the number is no longer rational. That's what tells you the number is going to be what? Irrational. That's when we left off the conversation yesterday. Okay? So here's what you're going to do now. Okay? You're going to go negative 1, negative 4x, and x squared. And that equals 0, right? Okay, now what is it then you have to use to figure out the other two answers? You got to use the quadratic formula. Okay, so now tell me this. Are you guys, when you put this into the quadratic formula now, are you ending up with this? 4 plus or minus square root 20 over 2. All right, everybody's saying that, right? Okay, all right, so now what's the next thing you're going to ask yourself? Can I simplify the square root of 20? Right. So can you simplify square root of 20? Okay, so what does that simplify? What does that simplify? Okay, let's see. We did all that first semester and you did it in geometry. 2 square root of 5 is right. Very good. It's 2 square root of 5. Is exactly right. 2 square root of 5 is what you get. Okay. All right, so is everybody good with that? Okay, everybody knows where that came from, right? Okay, all right, now let me ask you this. Is that the answer? No, very good. That's still not the answer, because then you're going to ask yourself, we did this first semester, is there anything that goes into 4, 2, and 2 evenly? And the answer is 2. So 2 goes into 2 one time, 2 goes into 2 one time, and 2 goes into 4 2 times, right? Okay, all right, so now you tell me what's the answer going to be? 2 plus or minus square root of 5. That's right. So 2 plus or minus square root of 5. And those are the irrational answers. And then what's the third answer? Positive 3, the one that you put in the box. And they're the answers to the problem. There we go. Okay, so, all right. So what you find out is one of the zeros. -1. Okay, so -1. So let's put -1 in the box. There we go. Okay. All right, and then we work this out, right? And sure enough, you're right. It's a 0. Okay. All right. Now, what did you find out was the next 0? 2. Okay, positive 2. Okay, so let's put 2 in the box. Okay. All right. Here we go. So we should get 1, 2, -3, -6, 3, 6, 7, 14. Sure enough, you guys are right. It is a 0. Okay, did you find out there were any other zeros? No. Okay, so now tell me this. What's the problem then? Why can't you keep going? Because it's not quadratic, it's cubic, right? Perfect. All right, so you guys understand what's going to happen here. Okay, it's not quadratic, it's cubic, right? I can't use the quadratic with the cubic. Okay, and I don't have any other answers that are working. Oh my gosh, what do I do? Okay, all right, now let me explain to you what's happening here. Go and take the equation, which you typed into the calculator, and go hit the graph now. Go hit the graph. Okay, now here's what you're seeing on the graph. You're seeing something that kind of looks like this, right? Okay, everybody agree? This is what you guys are seeing, right? Okay, let me ask you this. This thing is touching -1, right? Right there. Everybody agree? All right, now listen carefully so you understand what's happening. The thing is this. This graph is going up to -1. It's touching -1, and as soon as it touches it, it reverses itself and goes down. Okay, so you see it's barely touching it. It's going up and touching and going down like this, right? It's turning and changing its direction, right? Everybody understand? Okay, so what this is called a double root. It's called a double root. Okay, which means this. It's touching -1 one time going up, but it's also touching -1 one time going down. So in other words, you're going to use 1 as a root. -1 2 times. That's the trick. The trick is one of them represents 2 of them. So in other words, this is something brand new. It's a new concept. So you're going to go like this and put -1 in there like that. Okay? That's what you're going to do. And sure enough, now you got it down to quadratic form. Okay, so now you're ready to find the other 2 roots, okay? So what do you know about this? This is x squared minus 4x, okay, plus 7 equals 0. Okay, and now you're going to go use quadratic, right? Okay, now, all right, now go do that. Go find the quadratic out next. Okay, so you guys see something like this? 4 plus or minus the square root of -12/2. Right, everybody's getting that. All right, now what does the -12 mean? What kind of root are you going to have? Imaginary. Oh, it's beautiful. See, first semester, you guys remember this. That's going to become imaginary, okay? So you're going to get 4 plus or minus. Okay, now simplify that. What do you get? Okay, 2i square root of 3. Beautiful is right. Those are the lessons you guys learned. 2i square root of 3 over 2, right? Okay, now is that the answer? No. So you can do more, right? So then what can go into all 3 of these numbers? 2, right? So 2 goes into 2, 1, into 2, 1, and into 4, 2, right? So then the answer is going to be what now? 2 plus or minus I square root of 3, right? And then what are the other answers? Okay, 2 and -1. All right, and -1, right? Okay, now here's the thing. All right, now here's the thing. You can write this 2 times like this, Or the other option you have is to do this. Okay, and once again, it's up to you which way you want to write this, okay? You can write down -1, but then next to it you need to put down these words. Double root, okay? And that's telling me that it represents 2. There are 2 of them there. Okay, you understand? Oh, I didn't put the L in. Oh, that was a mistake. Hold on, they put the U-V-L-E. I got the E, right. Okay, double root. There you go. Now it's spelled right. Okay, you put in double roots, okay? Okay, so 2 ways of writing it. You can write it twice, and then write down -1, put double root next to it. And you got the answer, okay? So that's what the answer would be. All right,